When Maddie, a 20-year-old student at the University of North Carolina, and her roommates started noticing odd occurrences in their off-campus apartment in 2019, clothes mysteriously disappearing, unexplained handprints on walls, they half-jokingly suspected a ghostly presence. But what unfolded was far from supernatural. It was a real-life scare that would surpass any ghost story. On a seemingly ordinary Saturday, Maddie's belief in the paranormal was shattered by a spine-chilling discovery. A living, breathing stranger in her closet turning a playful urban legend into a terrifying reality. Get ready to dive into a tale that blurs the lines between an innocent ghost story and a startling intrusion. But before we delve further, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you want to get notified every time I upload a new video, click the bell icon as well. It really helps me out and I appreciate it a lot. Alright, let's get started. For weeks, Maddie and her roommates lived in a state of uneasy, joking suspicion. Items, particularly clothing, began to vanish from Maddie's closet with no explanation. It was as if they were being spirited away. Adding to the eerie atmosphere were strange handprints on the bathroom walls, appearing seemingly out of nowhere. These unexplained occurrences started as small, dismissible oddities, but soon escalated into a source of constant, nagging anxiety. The roommates, in a bid to make sense of these happenings, half-heartedly attributed them to a resident ghost. It was an attempt to inject some humor into a situation that was becoming increasingly unsettling. After all, the idea of a mischievous spirit seemed more palatable than the possibility of a living intruder in their midst. This coping mechanism reflects a common psychological response, rationalizing unexplainable events with tales of the supernatural to avoid confronting a more disturbing reality. However, beneath their jokes and laughter, a sense of unease began to take root. The disappearance of personal items is invasive and disconcerting, creating a feeling of vulnerability. This was their home, a place where they should have felt safe and secure, yet these occurrences were challenging that sense of security. The tension between the rational explanations they knew should be true and the fear of an unknown, unseen presence began to strain their nerves. As the incidents continued, Maddie and her roommates started to feel the psychological effects. Sleepless nights and a constant state of alertness became their new normal. The line between reality and the eerie tales they told themselves to explain away the weirdness became blurred. Little did they know, the truth behind these ghostly activities was about to come to light in a way none of them could have anticipated. The reality, as it often does, proved to be stranger and more frightening than any ghost story they could have conjured up. The day that would forever change Maddie's perception of her cozy apartment arrived unassumingly. It was a typical Saturday, with the sun casting its warm glow over the University of North Carolina campus. Maddie, returning to her off-campus apartment, expected nothing more than an ordinary end to her day. But as she stepped into her room, a series of unsettling noises emanated from her closet, a rustling, a shifting sounds that should not have been there. With a heart racing from apprehension, Maddie approached her closet. Perhaps, she thought, hoping against hope, it was just a raccoon or some small animal that had found its way in. Gathering her courage, she called out, "Who's there?" The response she received was not the silence or animalistic scurry she half hoped for, but a human voice, chillingly calm and unexpected. "Oh, my name is Drew." The surreal moment of opening her closet door to find a man crouched in the corner is something straight out of a nightmare. There he was, an intruder, a stranger in her most personal space, wearing her clothes. The violation of this act, the intrusion into her private world, was profound. Maddie's home, her sanctuary, had been breached in the most intimate and disturbing way possible. Reacting with a presence of mind that is commendable, Maddie did not freeze in fear. Instead, she swiftly texted and called her boyfriend, a lifeline in this moment of fear and confusion. Her boyfriend's prompt arrival and his actions to force the man to leave were crucial. They brought an end to the immediate threat, but the sense of safety and normalcy that had been shattered would take much longer to restore. The police were contacted, adding a formal and necessary response to the bizarre intrusion. When they arrived, the puzzle only deepened. There was no sign of forced entry, a detail that perplexed both the authorities and Maddie. How had this man, later identified as 30-year-old Andrew Clyde Swafford, entered and remained in the apartment undetected? Swafford's arrest soon after the incident on charges of misdemeanor breaking and entering brought a semblance of closure. Yet, the questions and fears his presence raised lingered. The breach of Maddie's personal space was not just a physical invasion, but an emotional and psychological one, leaving behind an invisible imprint of vulnerability and disbelief. This incident was a stark reminder that sometimes the most ordinary places can hide the most extraordinary and unsettling secrets. The enigma surrounding Andrew Clyde Swafford, the 30-year-old intruder found in Maddie's closet, only deepened in the aftermath of his arrest. Who was this man, and what chain of events led him to hide in a college student's closet wearing her clothes? These questions form the crux of a mystery that unnerved not just Maddie and her roommates, but the entire student community. Digging into Swafford's background didn't immediately reveal a clear motive for his actions. Without a known history of similar behavior or a direct connection to Maddie or her roommates, his choice of this particular apartment and his decision to remain there remained baffling. This lack of clear rationale added an unsettling layer to the incident, highlighting how random and unpredictable such security breaches can be. The most perplexing aspect of the case was how Swafford managed to enter and stay in the apartment without any signs of forced entry. Did he find an unlocked door, or was there a security lapse the residents were unaware of? This uncertainty emphasized the importance of stringent security measures, even in seemingly safe environments like student apartments. The incident with Swafford shone a light on the broader issue of security in off-campus housing. Students often live in less secure, more accessible housing situations, making them potentially more vulnerable to such bizarre intrusions. This realization sparked discussions among the student body and the university administration about the need for heightened awareness and improved safety measures in off-campus residences. The charges against Swafford, including misdemeanor breaking and entering while legally appropriate, seemed to barely scratch the surface of the emotional and psychological impact of his actions. For Maddie and her roommates, the legal proceedings were likely a cold comfort compared to the need for a sense of restored safety and normalcy in their lives. Andrew Clyde Swafford's story, as eerie as it is enigmatic, serves as a stark reminder of the unpredictability and randomness of such security breaches. It underscores the need for constant vigilance and awareness, especially in environments where we feel most comfortable and let our guard down. This incident, unsettling in its strangeness, is a wake-up call about the vulnerabilities that can exist right under our noses, sometimes even in our closets. The strange and unnerving saga of Maddie, her unexpected closet occupant Andrew Clyde Swafford, and the series of bizarre events in an off-campus apartment at the University of North Carolina serves as a gripping reminder of the unpredictable nature of life and the importance of personal security. What started as a series of odd, ghost-like occurrences quickly spiraled into a real-life encounter that was more bizarre and frightening than any spectral visitation. This story, transcending the realm of urban legends, highlights the vital importance of awareness and vigilance in our daily lives, especially in places where we feel most secure. It's a tale that resonates with anyone who has ever called a place home, reminding us that the line between safety and vulnerability can be thinner than we often realize. If you like what I do in here, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.